Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends at yarnspirations.com. This is the Crochet Up and Down Easy Blanket. This is more for Christmas for me based on the colors. I have a crochet diagram that's going to be available for you. Just see the video description and there's a link. I've used the colors of grass, off-white, rose, soft sage, red, azure, soft pink, and off-white. At the time of filming this, I'm still in development, but the pattern will be updated in the video description as this gets done. So I'm using Caron 1 pound yarn for this and a 5.5mm size eye crochet hook. Because I was using Caron 1 pound yarn, you're going to notice is that you can get 4 repeats out of this particular yarn ball because it's so big. So I will be able to get this blue 4 times. So this is 1 and then 2, 3, 4, and that can happen. And because I've used 7 colors and basically just kind of looked at my stash, I really wanted that toy box feel to it. So without a lot of chit chat, we're going to get right into it today. This is an 8-row repeat once you begin. Let's start now. So here's my work in progress. This is available for download already. And you're going to notice is that it's a multiple of 28 chains plus 18. So go 28, 28, 28. Every 28 equals a chevron. And this chevron with this size hook and yarn equals 8 inches wide. So every 28 inches or 28 chains equals 8 inches. So in this particular design, I have you chaining 214, and that will give you a total inch count of 54 inches by the time all is said and done. So if you want to make this as a baby size, just remember it's a multiples of 28 chains plus 18. So what we also have here is that there is a total of 101 grams per section that you'll see, and you can figure that out. And as I get more information, I will update the video description area and include it with the free pattern. So at this time, what we have is that rows number 2 through 9 is going to be your repeat. So when you go to start row number 1 here and coming back across, this is considered the wrong side, and so you will want to start with your color with whatever the main section is going to be. And every time you hit a row 9 is the next color of the next sequence. So as you are working your way through this, just keep that in mind. So let's begin now. So let's begin. Either chain 214 to match the size, but if you are customizing it, please chain in multiples of 28, 28, 28, and when you're happy with that, then just add 18 more stitches. So every 28 stitches is one of the chevrons, as I mentioned. So please either chain 214 or multiples of 28 plus 18, and I'll be right back. Once you have your beginning chain done, you're gonna say, holy cow, it's huge. But once you start going in the up and down motion, the chain gets shorter in the width. So just don't get the end of the chain and say, holy cow, it's a lot bigger than it's going to be. Once you start going up and down, it will shrink. Let's begin row number 1. So the edging on both sides is a portion of the chevron. So what I want you to go is 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th and just turn it over to the back hump of the chain. I feel it's easier, and just double crochet. So what you've just done now is that the first skipping of those chains plus this one puts 2 into the same stitch at the end. We're now going to do the next 5 double crochet. So let's do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is going in the down motion like you see in the diagram, so it's going down. So the next 3 chains are going to be used as the valley of your chevron. So you're going to do a 3 together using the next 3 chains. So yarn over and going into the next one, pull through 2 and hold, and do the next one just the same way. So yarn over and into the next chain, pull through 2 and hold, and then do the 3rd one. So by the time you have that done, you should see 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through all 4. This is the very bottom of your chevron. So now we're going to head up. So the rest of them all before you get to the edge is going to be 12 going up and then 12 coming down, and you have to handle the peaks and the valleys. in between that. So we're going to go, and I'm not going to count with you, so I'll just do it quietly, and we're going to do 12 double crochets going in the next 12 here. So we'll get 1, so I've now just quietly done 12, and this is going in the up motion. So 12 going up, so verify that before you go too far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. In the very next chain, you are going to put 3 double crochets into the same chain, and this is the very top of the chevron, so it's the peak. And so by putting 3 in there, it's going to cause the chain to bend so that the next portion is going down. Okay, so now we're going to head down. So if we went 12 going up, we're going to do 12 going down. So the next 12 will be double crochet, and I'll do that quietly. And now I've just done 12, and this is going in the down, so that you see that naturally bends itself. So I want to verify. It's so important that you verify in the first time going down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what I need you to do is that you're going to do the next 3 together. So the Blue Jays are really vocal today. So we're going to put the next 3 together as a 3 together double crochet over the next 3 chains, pull those up, and then you are going to go 12 up, and then the next one will be 3 into the same one, 12 down, and then 3 together again, and you're going to keep doing that. And you go all the way across, except for the very final. There will be a little bit left over, and that's where I'm going to pick you up on the final slope going in the up motion. Please do the same repeating going across. So eventually you're going to come to the end of the line, and you're going to be in the down slope, and there will be a little bit left over, and the little bit left over is going to be in the up slope. So after you have your 12 coming down, the next 3 will be a 3 together double crochet. So we have picking those up just like you have been before. And then you are going to do 5 going in the up motion. So 5 double crochets going up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if your stitch counts are right, you're going to be left with 1 stitch, and in that last stitch you need to put in 2 single crochet or 2 double crochets. Okay, so essentially what you have to think about here is that when you're doing this kind of motion, you have 3 in the main chevron here at the top, but because it's an edge, it only has 2. So let's move on to row number 2. So you're going to notice that single crochet in this pattern is coming in and out throughout this whole thing. And you're going to notice this, that sometimes it's slightly different, and we'll talk about that when we get there. So for row number 2, you're just going to chain 1, and in the very first one, you'll put 2 single crochets in the first one. So like the double crochet, there's going to be 5 single crochets going down. So the counts are still the same. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And once you get used to this pattern and you can tell the visual difference between where you are on the slopes, then you won't have to count as excessively in the future, depending on your skill level, of course. So the next 3 are going to be a single crochet 3 together. So just going into the next one, yarn over, pull through. The next one after that, so this is considered the middle. Pull through and do the next one. Once you see the 4 loops, pull through all 4. So how many single crochets are going to go up? Hopefully you said 12 because that's the right answer. So you're going to have 12 going up. So we can count those. So 1, and the 12th is my next. So if you look at the middle one here, it consists of 3 stitches. So the middle one should be the 13th one, which is the one that is going to have in then 3 single crochets into the same stitch. And that forces the bend to go down in the next section. So as you go down, how many are you going down? That's right, it's 12. So let's do that. So just 1 and go all the way to 12. Okay, so I have 12 going down. And so the next 3 will be a single crochet 3 together. So if you can identify how the stitches look, you probably won't have to count as excessively. So the next 3 are going to come together as a 3 together single crochet. So you're looking for the 4 on the hook, pull through. So what I want you to do is that I want you to continue the same idea going up. So you have 12 going up, 3 in the top one, 12 coming down, and then 3 together over the valley of this whole thing. So what I'll do is that I'll meet you on the edge and show you how to finish the edge, but just keep going up and down for what I just showed you. So I'm coming near to the edge, and you got the 3 together at the base of the valley as normal. And then you have the final little section coming up. So you're going to have 5 in a row going up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the 6th one is there. It's a turning chain, and in the turning chain, put in 2 single crochets. Go right into the chain work itself. Don't go into a space, like in between 2 posts right here. Okay, so turn your work and let's do row number 3, and let me take you to the diagram and show you what you're up to. So row number 3 and also 7 is the exact same thing. So what we have, it's a version of the sumorai stitch. And what we have here is that in the edges here, you're going to have 2 sumorai stitches in a row, and then on the up peak, you're going to have 4, and on the down peak, you're going to have 4. So it's very easy to be able to count those to make sure that you're staying in alignment with each other. So let's begin row number 3. So what I want to explain to you now is that when you start off, you're going to chain 3, and we always have to put that extra stitch in the very first one. But because it's a sumorai stitch, you have to handle it slightly different. So coming into the very next 2 stitches, you're going to double crochet each. And the sumorai stitch is going to go around the 2 double crochets you just created. And this sumorai stitch that you're about to create creates that extra stitch that the edges need. So yarn over and going in between the posts, and make sure you collect 2 of them. Yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2 and 2. So that double crochet just wrapped around those 2. So you want to skip the next stitch and put a double crochet in the next two after that. So we have 1 and 2, and then sumarai around those two. So yarn over, going around the 2, pull through 2 and 2. So it creates that space that you're seeing in the pattern. So the next 3 stitches here are going to be a 3 together double crochet. So yarning over, starting in the very next stitch, pulling it through, pull through 2, and do that 3 times in a row to start collecting your stitches. Okay, once you see the 4, pull through all 4. And now we're going to do the sumarai stitch going in the up motion in a moment. So let's go in the up motion. Sorry about the dog, just had to close the studio door. So going in the up motion, we want to skip the first stitch out and we want to double crochet the next 2. And then we're going to sumarai around the 2 that you just created. Okay, so you want to do that 4 times going all the way to the upslope. So skip the next one and double crochet in the next 2. And then sumarai. Essentially it's a double crochet with wrapped around 2. Skip the next one, double crochet in the next 2. And that's your repeating for sumarai. It's only on the edging where it's slightly different. Skip the next one, sumarai, double crochet in the next 2 and then sumarai. Now, the very next stitch is the middle one. And in that one here, we want to put in a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet. And that will then put us in the down motion going there. So you can easily count that you have 4 sumarais here. You have 2 on the edge. So let's head on down. So to head on down, before when we came out of this one here, we went right into the next stitch, but everything else now in the main chevrons, you were going to skip the first stitch out like you had been here. And so you'll double crochet in the next 2 stitches after that. Okay, and then sumarai, and let's do that a total of 4 times. So this is number 1. So skip the next stitch, double crochet the next 2. Okay, we keep doing that all the way going in the down motion. Okay, skip the next one. So row number 7 is exactly the same of this. So once you understand how to do this, number 7 will come really easily to you. So it's easy to kind of see that you have 4 sumarais after the point. So after the 4th one is done, you were going to notice is that you have the next 3 that are part of the base, and those would be a 3 together double crochet. So what I want you to do is that I want you to continue across. So you were going to skip the next one and sumarai, and you'll do the 4 going up. In the top peak, you will do 1 double crochet, chain 1, 1 double crochet, and then 4 sumarais going down with the 3 together at the very base right here, and then keep doing up and down motions, and you're going to see this. This stitch is reversible, so you're going to notice the nice stitch work is happening with you there. So continue this across, and I'll see you on the edge in just a moment. So once you come into the edge, after the last sumarai, and you have the 4 going down on this side, you are going to put the next 3 together as double crochet. And then you're going to start sumarai going up. So it's skip 1 and double crochet the next 2. And the edge is the one you have to watch out for. So just sumarai around the 2. And you're going to skip 1, and you notice that there's only 2 stitches left. You're going to use those both for the sumarai, so put a double crochet in both. You're going to sumarai, which creates the extra stitch that you need to stay in balance. And in the same last one where the second double crochet is, you're going to put in another double crochet there, and that will keep your edging flat. So turn your work and let's begin row number 4. So let's begin number 4. I decided to use the back loops only, but if you don't want to, then please by all means don't. But I'm going to anyway. So I'm going to just chain up 1, and if you're new to crochet, then what happens is that there's 2 strands that make up a stitch. The closest strand to you is the front loop, and the one furthest from you is the back loop. And so I only want to play in the back loops the entire time, except for when I'm on a it's actually in every stitch actually. I don't know what I'm talking about. So when you chain up 1, you are going to go in the back loop only and provide only 2 single crochets into that one. So that is your edge to keep the balance. So how many are you going to go down? The answer is 5. So we're going to do 5 single crochets in a row. And then once you have this, you have the next 3, and those are going to be a 3 together single crochet on the back loop only. If you decide that you don't really want to do back loops and you're not in the mood for it, then just use the regular stitches. There is no crochet police, and that was just my own thinking to create a little bit of a line texture. That was just my own free thought. So now I'm going to do the next 12 in the back loops going all the way to the peak. We'll do that, so just I'll count quietly. Once I have my 12 coming up, this will take you to the last double crochet before the chain 1 space of the top peak. And in that top peak, just go into the regular space and just provide 3 single crochets into that space. Starting in this one's always somewhat buried, so just use your hook, and if I want the back loop only, I'm going to have to put my hook in and just isolate the back loop. Again, if you're using the regular stitches, you don't have to do that. So that's the first one of 12 going down. So let's go 12 down. And that was 12 going down. Again, if you can identify, this is the main bottom. So it's the one before and the one after. That's your 3 together single crochet in the back loop only. And that's going to be your repeat then the whole time. So you'll go 12 up, and then in the chain 1 space, you'll have 3 single crochets, 12 down, and then at the base, like you just did, 3 together single crochet, and you're going to do that across, and I'll see you on the edge in just a moment. Okay, once you're all the way across, you'll have your 3 together single crochet going up, and then you have your 5 going up on the edge. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the turning chain here is going to have, and you can just go into the regular stitch if you want to, and just put in 2 single crochets there to keep the balance. Okay, so that's what it will look like at this point. So let's turn our work and begin row number 5. Row number 5 has faux popcorns. They're very easy to keep track of. So you have to keep your eyes on the back of it, because this is currently the back of the project, but the natural stitch work of what we're about to do will pop out the other side. So this here is the good side, the right side of the work. So you can always turn it and just double check things if you want to. So as you begin, you're going to just chain up 1 and use the regular stitches now and apply 2 single crochets into the first. Then you are going to put in a treble into the next. So wrap on the hook twice and into the next one, pull through 2, 2, and 2. So it's a very long stitch, and when you use the next stitch, it naturally pops towards the back. So that's why we're using the back of the project right now, so it pops to the good side. So then you'll put in 2 single crochets in a row, and then do the treble again. So wrap and treble. And then finally, the next stitch is a single crochet. So when you're looking at an edge, you'll always see just 2 of these faux popcorns on the edge. The next 3 are going to be a 3 together single crochet. And to easy to remember, the next stitch is always a single crochet. So it was always a single crochet before you did the 3 together, and then it's always a single crochet after you've done that. So just remember that. Now you'll start with a treble, and there's going to be a treble here, followed by 2 single crochets in a row. And so there's going to be a total count of 4 trebles going up. Just like the samurai stitch, there was 4, there's going to be 4 of these. So after you get 2 singles, treble, and then 2 singles again, and treble. And then 2 singles again, and then treble. And this is what I want you to check. We're near to the top, so you're going to single crochet in the next one. See how there's 3 in there? The last one before the peak is just a single crochet by itself. And if you pop it towards you, you can see that there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the top peak here, you're going to put in 3 single crochet and then go down the other side. So remember that there was a single crochet before you put in the 3, and there will be a single crochet after you put in the 3. It's the easiest way to remember. So now the treble will start. And then going down, so we're gonna single crochet the next 2, and then treble the next one. Single crochet the next 2, treble the next one, single crochet the next 2, and treble again, and we're getting very close to the bottom. And then single crochet the next one, and that'll be by itself. Okay, so 1 single, and if you flip it, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can see the 4. So the next 3 are becoming 3 together single crochet. And you're going to repeat that same idea going up and down. So you'll put in single crochet the next, and then treble followed by 2, treble followed by 2, and etc. And you'll do this all the way to the peak. Remember, there's 1 single crochet before the peak, 3 in the peak, and then 3 after, and then you're going to go down in the same motion. And when you flip this over, you're going to be able to see that these are going into position as you see. So there's always 4 trebles going up and down. And what I'll do is I'll meet you on the very final edge in just a moment. So I'll be right back. So I now have the 3 together single crochet, and I'm approaching the edge. So the next one, as I mentioned, is always going to be a single crochet, and then it will be a treble. And then you're going to single crochet in the next 2. Okay, it's going to be a treble into the next one. And then the last one is going to have 2 single crochets in it. So when you flip it over, you're going to see all the texture work that has happened in the last row. Let's begin the next row. Row number 6 is the exact same as row number 2. So it's just a single crochet row. So you're just going to chain up 1 and apply 2 single crochets into the first stitch. There's no back looping required. And then you have 5 coming down. So just watch these trebles. They tend to bounce backward. So just, you got the 1, And the treble here is right in front of your face, so the top one is right there. You get used to it. So you got 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the easiest way to remember this one now is that the treble is always the last one here at the valley, and the next 3 are going to be the single crochet 3 together. Always try to look for stuff that will remind you, just in case you feel like you're going off the rails. So then you'll start and do 12 going up. So we have 1, 'Once I have my 12 coming up, it should land me on the middle one of the grouping of 3 as the next one, as the peak. So I have my 12 in, and so the next one is just 3 into this next one. So it's an easy row. So you'll have 12 coming down, you'll have the 3 together stitch, 12 going up, and in the peak, you have 3 single crochets, and you're going to go up and down in that same motion, and you can see the texture is really picking up now, and I will see at the edge in just a moment. So as you come across then the very final, there's going to be 5 going up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and the very last one has 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Okay, let's move on to your next row, number 7. So let's begin number 7. It's the same as the sumorized stitch for number 3. The difference is that you want to use the front loops only. This gets a little bit of texture, but if you don't want to, then don't. So there's no crochet place, as I mentioned. So we're going to chain 3, and using the front loop only, so we've been using the back loops to this point, we want to just use the front loop only, and this creates a ridge on the other side because the other side is the good side of the work. Starting in the next 2 stitches, in the front loop only, you're going to double crochet, and you're going to sumorize around the 2 that you just created. And what this is doing, because you're using the front loops, it's creating a ridge on this side. So skip the next one and double crochet the next 2. And then sumorize the 2 that you just made. So there is 2 sumorized that go down on an edge. So there's the 2. And so the next 3 stitches in a row are going to be in the front loops only, and it's a 3 together, double crochet. Now we're going to go up the other side, and it's just like what you already knew before. So you skip 1 and put double crochet in the next 2 and sumorize the 2. So it's just what you did in row number 3. So you'll have a total of 4 sumorized coming up, and then the next stitch is going to be 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet in the top peak, and then starting coming down, you'll have 4 sumorized going down, and then the bottom one here, it'll be 3 together double crochet. So exactly what you learned before, but because you are using the front loops now, you end up creating the second ridge that kind of highlights these faux popcorns in the middle. So please do this all the way across for row number 7. So I'm coming to the edge. I have my 3 together, all within the front loops only, and then as you come up the final, so skip 1, double crochet in the next 2, sumorize around the 2. Okay, skip the next one and double crochet the last 2 that you have in a row. Okay, sumorize. And then don't forget, you still need to put in a double crochet in the very last one that you had done the first section with. Okay, so the double crochet, the last double crochet here shares the same one. So that keeps the balance, and you can see the texture has been created on this side for that, so that might be desirable for you. And we're going to go for row number 8 next. So row number 8 is back to single crochet, regular stitches, And row number 8 would be the final of using one color. So just chain up 1, 2 singles into the first, and you got 5 going down, 3 together, 12 going up, 3 into the top peak, 12 going down, and etc. So please go all the way with the single crochet that you already know, and please do that across. Before I go too far, remember the top peak is the chain 1 space. So there's a double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, the 3 are in the chain 1 space because it was the sumerized stitch below it. So I never stated that, so here you go. I'll see you at the end of the row for real next time. So as you're coming up at the end of the row, remember you still have your 5 going up. And then the very last one, the turning chain, go right into the top of the chain, not to a space, and put in 2 single crochets. Now this is the end of the color, if you want to keep the color sequence as per the pattern. So you're going to want to finish off your color, weave in your ends, okay, and then just turn your work, and then start your next row, which is number 9, which is still part of the repeat, but it's now the new color for the next sequence. So let's begin number 9. So number 9 is technically similar to number 1, and the only difference is that we're not playing with the chain anymore. So you're going to attach into the first one, and you are going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and double crochet into the first one here. So you have the 2 into the same stitch. So now what you want to do is you want to do 5 double crochets going down. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the next 3 will become 3 together, double crochet, and then you'll have 12 double crochets going up. In the top peak, you'll have then 3 double crochets into the same stitch, and then 12 going down, and then 3 together again, and you're going to do that all in the up and down motion all the way across. So the 3 together, don't forget, is just what you already did before with the several rows below. And so then 12 up, 3 in the top, 12 down, and I'll see you on the edge in just a moment. Now it's time for some cheating techniques. For whatever reason that may happen to you, you may realize that you only had 11 going up instead of 12, and then you realize that you've somehow missed a stitch. If you have accidentally skipped a stitch and you're missing one, just put in 2 double crochets into the same stitch and keep on moving. Okay, it's barely noticeable in this design if you do that. If, for example, you have 13 stitches instead of 12 and you have an extra stitch by accident, then what you can just do is that you can put 2 stitches together. So just wrapping, pulling through and through, and that just made the 2 stitches just become 1, so that you end up getting back into the right sequence for the numbers. Okay, so if that ever happens to you, it's really easy to hide that kind of stuff, and that's something that you can keep in mind. You can also do something like that in the single crochet rows. I would not do it in anything like the sumerized stitches that you have or in the treble work. So only concentrate if you have to make up for the stitches in a regular double crochet or a regular single crochet. You could technically do it in a back loop single crochet one as well, but don't do it in any of the fancy stitches. So I'm at the very edge here, the double crochet. So you're going to do your 5 going up. And this should leave 1 stitch left over, and you'll have 2 double crochets into the final stitch. Okay, so what we do here is that we have video chapters in our videos, so you can use the video description and go back, and you want to pick up row number 2. So rows number 2 through 9 is the repeat. Remember, the 9th row has to change the color, and this would be considered a 9th row right here. Okay, if you want to keep that in your mind. So it makes a difference of the sequence when you're doing this. If you are new to crochet and don't know how to change off your colors, so let's just say we wanted to change the colors here, which we did. If you want to use your tapestry needle, if you use a hook and try to weave it in, it's definitely going to fall out on you. So you want to make sure that you are going to use a tapestry needle to hide in your loose ends. So favor the back of the project, and so you can tell there's no ridges on this side, so this is your ridges, so this is the good side of the work. So favor the back, and you are just going to drag this and drag it through the same color that you're working with. So don't drag a blue through this orange if you were doing the same coloring. So you want to drag it through once. And if you separate the plies, it's a lot better than separating just the strands, because it'll get really stuck in really quite beautifully. So going up and down in the motion, and back and forth a total of 3 times in order to carry that through. So any loose ends you're going to want to do that with, and to really hide it in position so it doesn't fall out on you. So hiding it in with a crochet hook is not going to help you at all. So this would be how you would do this little blanket, and it's a really neat concept, and when I am working my way through it, so once I have more detail, I'll provide that in the pattern. And this is it for today. We hope you have a good one, and I'll see you again real soon.